The Hannycast, a weekly LSU football film study with Charles Hanagriff and former LSU tight end Richard Dickson. Now to break down the Tiger tape, here's Charles and Richard.
And we welcome you into the Hannycast. I'm Charles Hanagriff with former Tiger Richard Dickson as LSU wins this thing 17-10, snaps a 5-game losing streak on opening day, puts them up to a national number 3 ranking. And Richard was, I think, the most impressive performance on opening weekend, and there were a lot of good games. But also, I felt pretty good about LSU going in this thing, but I thought this would be a really hard game for them to win. The other big question mark, of course, was the offensive line, and they more than held up. Now, not only did they get a run game going, the game plan was spot on to get the ball out of Garrett Nussmeier's hands in a hurry and avoid any type of pressure that he might have seen.
Yeah, I mean, he averaged 2.2 seconds getting rid of the ball. A lot of misdirection, keeping the defense flowing one way and coming back the other. I thought it was a great game plan.
We are brought to you by Cena's, located in the heart of downtown Hammond. Upscale Italian restaurant serving traditional dishes in contemporary fashion, inspired by an abundance of fresh local produce and the ways of old. Cena is creating a unique dining experience. Cena's goal is to use local ingredients and delicious recipes to create an exceptional dining experience, while also providing a fresh and inclusive atmosphere that can be enjoyed by everyone. All right, let's start out with the first play of the game from scrimmage. This is a long run by Caden Durham that he did a lot on his own, but you're going to show how LSU had an opportunity to maybe make this an even bigger play than it was.
Yeah, this is why you go back and watch the film, because watching this live, I was frustrated, looking like they were running into numbers, and Caden Durham just makes a play as he did last year, and did it all on his own. But when you go back and look, I mean, we were one block away again from him going 30 yards either direction. I mean, it's so close. Like we said, everything's fixable, but a lot of this is guys playing together for the first time. And where I think the issue you have right here is Tyree Adams.
Let's set this up here on the left
side. You got
side.
Tyree Adams and Bauer Sharp. They got a combo block. They're blocking end of linebacker. But with the look he has right now, they're playing it as if the DN's playing straight ahead. He's going to work on the tight end, and Tyree's going to go up. But what he has to realize is the end's slanting. They got to combo block this to where, they got to get on the same level and then feel each other out to where the linebacker's flowing and work together to get off to the next block.
Whose call is this?
This is, it's a feel call, really. I mean, from the alignment right now, you got to be communicating to each other. Look, he's slanting, he's moving, he's playing a little tight. You got to understand what it looks like. That way, to give him a heads up that you might need a little bit extra help on the inside to decipher which way he's going.
All right, let's watch it from the end zone view here.
So you see initially the end slants, and he knocks Tyree Adams off because he tried to go direct line to the linebacker.
What do you want to see here?
I want a more flat step. I want Bauer Sharp to take the outside edge, and I want Tyree Adams on the inside. That way, when you're blocking, you can feel that he's slanting, and Bauer Sharp right here where you got to pause has to pass that off to Tyree Adams and work to the next level, and he blocks 17.
All right, so nobody blocks 17, but Durham shakes a tackle, and he ends up with a big 24-yard gain here to open the ball game. Now, when we look at the wide view of this, there's another block that could have been made that might have sprung him the whole way here, and we'll see the wide view, and this is on Barry and Brown.
Yeah, I mean, this is why the saying is block till you hear a whistle. You got to hear a whistle. Barry and Brown has got his guy. He's on the backside of a long play. He just kind of quits right there.
And look who ends up making the tackle.
If he stays on him, he's gone for another 20 yards.
Yeah. All right, so it was a good start to the ball game for LSU, but not necessarily by how they designed it. Now, this is an early play for Clemson. This is the corner blitz for P.J. Woodland off the top side.
And to me, this is just great design by Blake Baker. He's showing a lot of creative stuff. Typically, when you see a corner blitz, is the DN's going to be crashing on the inside to create a short angle. Well, they don't do this here. The DN stays wide, which completely fools the running back. The running back looking to the corner for a blitz. Once he sees the DN go wide, he looks to the linebacker safety, and you'll notice he runs right past the corner and gets out onto his route.
Let's watch the play here from the sideline view first, and you see Woodland close on Klubnik here very, very quickly for the sack. Let's go back and take a look at it from the end zone view, and you can show us what you were talking about here. All right, let's stop the play here.
Typically, when you get a corner blitz, you're going to have your DN crash on the inside of the tackle to shorten that angle, make it a shorter field for him to get there. And that's where, I'd have been fooled as a blocker too. What he does is he stays wide. And when he stays wide, the tackle deep kicks back. The running back automatically assumes the blitz isn't coming from the outside because the DN stayed wide. He checks over here, doesn't see the corner coming, looks to the safety. He's not coming. He gets out on his route. I mean, they're completely fooled right here.
All right, we'll see it from here.
Watch, pause right there. So when he went wide, his eyes immediately, in a click before that, he was looking for a corner blitz.
Hang on, I'll show it to you. Say when.
No.
Okay.
His initial eyes are going out here because that's where he's going to look for the blitz. That's his first key. But when the DN stays wide, he brings his eyes right here to the safety. Then once he sees the safety settled, he gets out and releases on his block or releases on his route, and no one sees Woodland coming across the middle.
Here he comes. And when we see the wide view from the ultra wide view from the back end zone, Rich, there's nobody open for Cloud.
No.
Not that Klubnik had very much time. But there's no room for him.
No, I mean, we're playing a lot of man coverage. Guys are sticking with their guys.
All right, when he's got to move here, who's maybe one on the outside, but good luck trying to make that throw at that distance.
He can't. Then as you watch this film, the pressure negates some bad coverage. I mean, you can get away with things when the quarterback's under pressure. And
he goes down there for the sack by Woodland. We're brought to you by the Capital Area USSSA in the Baton Rouge area USSSA baseball affiliate, hosting events for all levels and skills. USSSA hosts league play and rec all-star divisions, along with AA, AAA, and major level state and national events. They've got exciting events lined up for this fall and into next spring. For more information, contact Lane Petrie at 225-771-9095, 225-771-9095, Lane Petrie and USSSA. All right, let's go to the third play here, and we are into the second quarter now. Let's set this one up.
We're running the trips to the right with the tight end on the left. We're going to motion Xavier Thomas into the backfield, which, man, the more I watch him run, he's a natural runner. I mean, he could easily be one of our top two backs.
This is one of the more creative concepts, I thought. Let's watch the play from the sideline view first.
And the backside blocking on this is incredible. And you talk about the safety help or the center helping and getting to the next level. They combo block very well. They understand it. If you watch these two,
Braylon Moore, the center, in his first game for LSU, SEC Lineman of the Week, and you appreciated that grade. You said he really earned it.
He's lights out. I mean, if you go back to watch any of the film studies we did last year, the problem we had was the center getting to the next level. And you're going to watch real quick right here. He helps, he puts his hand on him, and he's immediately onto the linebacker. We're getting to the lineman, to the second level like we did in all last year. And running back to the beginning, this is where everything's fixable. This is another issue to where I think Bauer Sharp and Tyree Adams are going to get better, but this is another combo block. They're working to the next level, and they get stuck on each other again.
Let's watch here, 10 and 71 down to the far left side of your screen. And
so it's very similar to the last one. They're both working into the 17, and that's going to happen when you get a cutback, but if it happens quicker, right here, if I'm Bauer Sharp, I'm taking over, and Tyree's got to get to him at the leverage he's playing. Now, it works out because it's a backside cutoff, but look over here. You had the help from Moore. He lets Thompson get on his guy. Moore gets to the second level, and Davis is right here. I mean, it is so perfectly blocked on the backside that, we're just that much closer to running perfect.
And you see cutback.
When you watch the wide angle, like Xavier Thompson, hell of a run. He did a great job. If he trusts Chris a little bit longer, I think this goes for a big run.
This is Hilton coming up.
Pause it right here.
Okay.
Look at all the blocks. I mean, you got the seal off on the linebacker. You got Davis right here. Thompson cutting off right here. I think if he trusts Chris a little bit more and presses Chris's hip, he might bust it out the backside for even a bigger game.
This ends up being a first down for LSU. All right, the next play we're going to look at is one of the few times that Cade Klubnik made positive yardage as a runner. This is on the only touchdown drive of the game for Clemson in the second quarter.
And this is something we're doing a lot, which I like with the speed we have at linebacker. We're changing, our integrity of who's got contained. And what you're going to see is the DN crashes, linebacker loops around. On this one, the DN crashes, the defensive tackle loops around. You don't see a lot of people putting the D tackle and contain, but at the short side of the field, it really works out nice. It's going to be a teaching moment for Bro. He gets a little excited, comes in flat. If he stays truly vertical to the uphill shoulder, it's another sack.
Let's watch this here. This is pretty much all Klubnik for this 7 yards. I mean, they've got him.
It's man coverage. He escapes, and you're going to see it really well from the deep view.
Now, so who? So
right now, what you're going to have Peyton is going to crash. Weeks is replacing to be the contain.
Okay.
Pyburn's going to crash, and Bro's going to loop to be contained right here, which is crazy to have that athletic of a defensive tackle. But what he's got to do is once he loops, he's got to stay vertical. He gets a little happy, he gets a little excited, and goes in for the sack.
And less athletic quarterbacks are not going to make that play either.
When you watch this, like you can see when he really hard bends right now. If he stays vertical, Weeks gets a sack on the backside because he's got nowhere to go.
And Weeks was responsible for contain on the other side. He flattened a little better there. Yeah. That was the only
little things like that they're going to learn. Like you said, just about any other quarterback doesn't have the athleticism to get out of that, but he's got to understand who he's going against and keep his angles right.
We're brought to you by Marucci. From a backyard shed to the top of the game, it's more than just a baseball bat company. It's a legacy built on passion and precision. 2 decades of crafting the finest wood, metal, and leather in the sport. We're here to help you run the game at MarucciSports.com. Don't forget the Hitter's House, 5801 Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, and on Airline Drive in Metairie. Members have access 24/7 to the members-only cages, bullpen cage reservation opportunities, and a 15% discount at the retail store. MarucciSports.com. The next play we're going to look at is a sack. This is Cade Klubnik, sacked by Harold Perkins. Originally, they called this an incomplete pass, but they went back and looked at it, and it was a sack. And this is it's put Clemson in a little bit of a bind.
Yeah, it's very similar to the play before, except where our loopers are Weeks and Perkins. We put speed guys on the outside that aren't going to allow Klubnik to get around.
Perkins gets there so fast.
Oh, and look, Perkins takes kind of a bad angle on this one, but he's got such athletic ability. He can get away with it. So if you watch, Peyton's going to crash, Perkins going to loop. You're going to have Butler crash, Weeks is going to loop. Basically, very similar to what we just ran, but we're putting our 2 best athletes on the edge.
All right, let's pretend for a minute that we don't know what's going to happen on this play. It looks like Clemson's got enough guys on this side. They've got 3-2 here to block. Now, we know what ends up happening on this thing, but at least prior to the snap, it looks like Clemson's got enough numbers here.
Yeah, but we're playing down. Weeks is coming in to fill right here. You really got it's 5-on-3 to make a play. They got the numbers here just by position where they're
at. I'm talking about on the outside. It looks like Perkins has got to go around this wing and potentially this back to get where he's going.
Yeah, but what you're going to see is Peyton crash. When he crashes, they both come down.
Let's take a look.
Perkins is actually going to be blocked by the backside receiver. Or tried to be blocked.
Not really.
Tried to be blocked by the backside receiver.
Here's a wide angle.
So if you watch right here, when he crashes, it makes these guys come down. That's when Perkins loops. There's supposed to be a kick-out block, but he's too athletic to get blocked that way.
Okay, future teams that are looking at this play are going, we can't expect a backside receiver to come here and get this kick-out block on 7.
Now, future teams, this wing's going to stay right there.
Yeah, okay. Let's take a look here again.
Watch Perkins' angle. When he tries to bend right here, he'd like to take a more vertical angle, but when you're that freakishly gifted, you can get away with it.
He gets a hit there, and Klubnik's knee was ruled down before he was able to get the ball off for the sack. Next play we're looking at is this is Garrett Nussmeier for a 10-yard gain. I audibly heard a roar in Baton Rouge when this play was. People were so happy to watch it. So let's watch it from the side view first. And this was his longest run. And 3 of his 4 runs were for first down. The other 2 were quarterback sneaks, which we also liked.
This might be the longest run of his career. And, man, he gets a little bit excited and gets sniped.
Diving for the first down. This was a second down play. It was a second down and 10, so he didn't have to dive for. No, he had that long run against, who was it? Was it Vanderbilt or Oklahoma late in the year last year. He had that long run where he got spun around and but this is one of them. All right, set up what he's looking at here.
So this is actually really confusing to me because you're typically going to run, a zone read off the end, and to me it almost looks like where they run it off this tackle right here to see they're going to double team to here. He's going to run it off the tackle, and the end kind of gets kicked out.
Weston Davis just takes his guy all the way down there and opens up this huge,
when
running lane.
When I broke this down, I'm like, you're going to run a zone read off the end. I mean, that's traditional where everybody runs it. I'm not sure if it was called correctly, blocked correctly, whatever it did, it worked. But they end up reading it off the D tackle. I'll hit pause right here. I love Nuss, and I'm so happy he pulled it. We've had quarterbacks in the day that this is 100 yards to the house. There's not somebody in sight.
The guy that played before him would have scored and probably gone halfway to Atlanta. But okay, Nuss is not as fast as Jaden Daniels. We understand that.
And even if this is one that I would be a teaching moment to Tre'Davious Green. He's got to get on him a little bit faster. He's a little lackadaisical getting off the ball. Chris Hilton gets his guy. I mean, even with all, if he just makes that block, he's running for days.
I'm going to go ahead and say, nice job, Nuss.
Oh,
we've been waiting for that one a little bit. All right, the next play we're going to look at. This is the reverse pass. This is Xavier Thomas to Aaron Anderson for 16 yards. This was you're inside of 2 minutes here. 2nd and 6 from the Clemson 36-yard line.
I got nervous watching this one live, and I get nervous again watching on the film. It's close to a busted play. Bauer Sharp's got to be a little bit more aggressive. He blocks it, selling reverse the whole time. He's giving up ground, which, if that DN is a half a step quicker, he almost picks the ball off.
All right, let's watch it from the sideline view. This is a wide receiver throwing on the run. I know he was open.
There was a two-way option. I'm not sure. If this was an option route, because you're going to see it better from the wide view. Aaron Anderson kind of fakes the bubble. He sits there. Chris Hilton's wide open down the seam. I don't know if it was ever intended to throw a deep ball on it. Go back to the wide view where you can see
the next
him
one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
So if you watch them, they're going to run like it's a bubble. They're faking the bubble, and he just kind of sits and sits and sits. And I don't know if that was the design of the play to stay with the corner and make him either take the run and dump it off. But Chris Hilton, I don't know if he gets the foot in the ground and can throw it. Nobody's covering him down.
I don't know what kind of arm Xavier Thomas has got. That's not an easy throw for a wide receiver to make.
It's not at all. But when you watch the design, it almost looks that way.
Let's take a look.
See the way he slow played the corner? Aaron Anderson, it's almost like we're going to make him decide. He wants to stay close enough where he's got a decision to make.
It's first down. I see what you're talking about with Hilton up at the top. I'm not sure that Xavier Thomas could have put enough zip on that one to get it there.
Keelan Williams did it against Auburn in 07 or 08. I think Xavier Thomas got it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he does. Bayou Apparel, helping local businesses communicate their message since 2009. If you're looking for anything LSU, go to the website at everythinglsu.com. Made by locals and shipped from Baton Rouge. They do logos, event T-shirts, and promotional items for your business. Whether you've got a new brand or an established one, let Bayou Apparel design experts help you. And if you're looking for apparel, go to everythinglsu.com. All right, this next play we're going to look at is later on this drive. This is this is into the third quarter now. This is a 3rd down and 5 at Clemson 21, and this is a pass from Nussmeier to Kyle Parker.
This is just freakish arm talent with Nussmeier. Watch Weston Davis. This is something you see a lot on pass. He chops a guy's arm. Usually when you're getting bull rushed and the guy's being really strong with his arms and controlling you, you can use his momentum against you. It works out in this stance. Usually you'd see it in a run play. But when you watch him, you let it go a little bit. He's using this guy's momentum against him. And, it's smart that Nussmeier recognizes that and rolls out.
Okay.
This throw.
Go ahead.
This throw, if you look where he's at, He's sliding to the right. When the ball is released, he's just cocked back, both feet are in the air, and he fits it in between the safety and the corner while leading Kyle Parker into the end zone.
I'm going to ask the question. He is rolling to his right, and he is throwing back across his body over the middle.
Everyone's
Isn't this a
told
big no-no?
You don't do it unless you got an arm like that. I mean, the zip to throw it from the air, get it back across the middle. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you're told never to do that, but there's guys with elite arm talent that can get away with it.
What's his first read here? What is he trying to do?
The run and whip routes right here. I mean, the play and the design of the play gets wrecked by him having to roll out. But if you go back, I mean, Tre'Davious Green's going to be open. He's got an option route. He's going to whip it on the inside, come out. You're getting the same thing from Nick Anderson right here. He's going to sell it in and whip it back out. You know, the go-to right there is Tre'Davious Green. That's where he's trying to go, but because of the pressure and him pushing it down,
it starts over the middle and he breaks back
they're
out
both,
away
they're both
from
whipping out.
Okay.
So, you know, if he's sitting in a clean pocket, he's got 2 options to go to Green or Nick Anderson. But because of the pressure he gets on the right side, he rolls out and makes it even crazier that Kyle Parker sticks with a dig route coming from the backside.
Nice job, young man. Ain't a whole lot of people can do that, what he just did right there. All right, this play is a 3rd down and long. This is 3rd and 5. This is the 3rd quarter. This is a 1st down at LSU's 46-yard line, about halfway through the 3rd quarter, and this is a nice run by Caden Durham.
Yeah, and it's another one that, you know, he makes a great play. It's a really cool design, putting 3 over. You're going to move it back to the you're going to do a same-side handoff, which we talked about last year when they started having a lot of success in the run game. But this is another one that, you know, as the year goes on in practice and then they work at the game film, this is another little bit of an issue with the combo block between the tight end and the tackle.
All right, let's watch it here from the sideline view first. Durham speed to the outside. He moved Durham from one side to the other most of the night. So it's very late in the it's with the keys that they have. He's seeing something that they've already, you know, understood in film study to move him over there. I think they checked the side of the run. It was going to be a run play either way. All right, so here's your double team.
So this is another one where I just think Bowers takes a heavy angle down. If he takes a flat step and goes through the shoulder, he's going to pass this off to Tyree and get up on the 17, and then you got 12, Kyle Parker coming around, and it's another big play. So if Kyle Parker's sitting there on 10 and he's one-on-one with 5, you know.
Let's watch it from the wide view. We'll get a better look at this.
So if you pause it right here, if you look at 10 and 71,
yeah,
they're working into 17 again. I mean, they got to pass that off, and they're in a really good situation. You see Tyree's head's looking that way, but right there, Bowers got to pass it off heavy with his right hand and get up on 17. That way, when 12, Kyle Parker's coming around, he's on the next level with one guy to beat. Instead, he has to come off on the linebacker. Now you got 2 guys sitting there.
That's still gained 15 yards. How many plays did we do this last year where you're 1 block away?
We were doing that with losses. Now we're doing it, you know, nitpicking a 15-yard game.
15 yards. Okay, we're brought to you by Town Square Pizza. For pickup or delivery, and catering is available. Delicious, personalized pizza with unmatched speed on North Boulevard in downtown Baton Rouge. Coming in for the game this weekend or any weekend, pick up Town Square Pizza Monday through Saturday from 11 until 8 for you out-of-towners. And Sunday, September the 28th, they will celebrate National Drink Beer Day. Didn't know that was a thing. Happy that's a thing.
Put that on
They've
the
got
calendar.
some craft brews down at Town Square Pizza on North Boulevard in downtown Baton Rouge, facing what else? Town Square. This is the interception by Mansour Delane. Klubnik was intercepted only the one time on the night. This is about midway through the 3rd quarter, and it's Patrick Payton's pressure here that forces him to get rid of the football.
And you can let this one run until we get to the wide view. It's a little bit easier to explain, but pressure solves a lot of problems in coverage. And when you're getting guys that are getting in his face, I don't think that was our best coverage of the night. I think there was a little bit of miscommunication between Zero and Perkins. There was a pass off. One of them didn't pick it up. But when you have guys getting after the quarterback, he doesn't have time to read it.
The errant throw is over the top, and you see Delane, who was got the game ball here. All right, let's set up what we're talking about here.
It looks like they're going to match right here. You can let it roll through when they're going to have a guy in motion, I believe. No, so right here you got man. They're going to swap off on the crosser. He's checking the crosser. They're going to look for crossers, but when the crosser comes across and the third guy loops out, nobody really picks him up. Right there, they both stayed on the crosser for that split second, which made him open. And normally that concerns you, but when you're getting pressure like that, he doesn't have time to really read it. Right there, it doesn't look good. Both of them paused for the crosser. Somebody, I'm not sure what their read is or what their keys are, but there was a mistake on this play that is negated because you're getting pressure from the line.
There's the errant throw. There's the interception. LSU set up in good field position there. All right, we're going to move forward to the fourth quarter. This is the touchdown pass from Garrett Nussmeier to Trey'Dez Green, and even on the TV copy, love this design.
I just love the design of it. What you're saying is there's a two-way option. He has options on this play. You're either going to protect this with numbers so you don't have three blockers on one, or you're leaving them one-on-one. They're making the defense, decide where the ball's going.
You get Trey'Dez Green against anybody one-on-one, much less somebody that's half a foot shorter than he is.
And the way you take it away, you slide that, you bring a guy in, but now you got four guys on three. I mean, it's really making the defense decide which one they're going to go after.
Here's the end zone view from the close-up. We'll watch the wide cut. All right. What might Clemson have done differently that would have caused Nussmeier to change?
You're going to start sliding these guys over here. Number 5 is going to come play in the box. 17 is going to go outside, and you're going to have help on this side. But then that puts you on 4 versus 3 right there. So he's going to make you declare either you're going to give up the pop pass to 8 or you're going to leave the receiver one-on-one. They could have slid that, but I mean, either way, I don't. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And, when you got a guy like 14.
That's kind of the whole idea, right? Is you pick your poison on this stuff. We're brought to you by Dependable Storage with 8 locations across Louisiana and 1 in Gulfport, Mississippi. They'll match any competitor's pricing at Dependable Storage and offer convenient online rentals and payments, plus free use of the moving truck for new rental move-ins, clean, secure, and conveniently located facilities. Check out the website at dependablestorage.com for locations, pricing, and rentals. Like Skip Bertman always says, at Dependable Storage, we want your stuff. Okay, final play we're going to look at is the final play of the game before the kneel downs, and this is the heavy pressure that forces the incompletion from Cade Klubnik, and it's a good thing they got it.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a crazy design. I mean, Blake Baker really pulled out all the stops, but when you have linebackers like this, it's similar to what we talked about earlier when you have your DNs crashing with contain looping outside, but not only do the linebackers loop, they swap sides. You're going to have Perkins.
So it's 4th and 4. This is the 15-yard line. There's a minute and 4 seconds to go at this point, and, of course, it's a one-touchdown game.
So they're going to sell an all-out blitz, and you're going to have Perkins crash in. You have DNs crash in. Everything he sees looks like an all-out blitz to the inside, and that the DN makes a mistake. But what he doesn't realize is how fast our linebackers are. If you let it run, they're both going to crash to the middle, and then they're going to swap sides. He never saw that coming. He saw the immediately blitz up the middle, thought the DN was crashing, made a mistake. He thinks he's got a two-way street out of the outside, takes the easy out, but he never saw Perkins looping back around. And there's not a lot of linebackers that you can pull this combination off of.
You stop this here. Perkins is way the hell over here. Okay, he's got to get.
He's got contain on the left side, and
he is basically he's almost directly in between the guard and the tackle here, and he's got left side contain.
Watch this. Just let it go and watch them. They're both going to blitz up or bluff up the middle too. Okay. The way they bluffed up the middle. I mean, Klubnik is seeing all out blitz in the middle. He thinks the DN makes a mistake, and he's taking the easy route right now. There's no way in hell he thinks that Perkins is coming from the right tackle slot all the way back across the other side.
You know what I thought, honestly, if I'm being full truth here, when I was watching this in real time, I thought Perkins had spied him. I thought they just dropped him in the middle of the field and said, wherever he goes, you go, and that wasn't the case at all.
No, I mean, it was a complete design. And look, I'm glad that the design completely fooled him, because if you pause it, let it go a little bit more, right here, he doesn't have to roll out right now. he's got a pretty clean pocket. The reason he's rolling out is because he's fooled. He thinks the DN crashed and that everybody's coming up the middle and he's going to put a two-way street. If he sits in that pocket a little bit longer, I think this guy's open over the middle.
You're talking about right.
If he was sitting in the pocket instead of rolling out,
this guy right here.
Oh, he's throwing it to the back of the end zone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Up at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but because he was fooled, he rolls out. He doesn't sit in that clean pocket. I mean, the design completely tricks him and baits him into the play.
But Harold Perkins, there is no clean pocket, right? All right. Rich, I went into this game thinking that it was good. I liked what I saw at LSU in August. We had questions about all the new guys. We wanted to see them. We could have showed another 24 plays, but we're limited in what we got access to. Bernard Good, number 88, spent half the night really making an impact. A.J. Halsey, we saw him come in the second half after the first half suspension. He made a difference. Give credit to Jordan Gilbert, okay? He took a lot of heat last year. I thought he more than held his own in the first half. And the other question I wanted to get to, because we're going to look at it differently next week against Louisiana Tech, the question was, LSU didn't really push the ball down the field. But what you saw in your study of this is that Clemson was in too high about 90% of the time.
Majority of the time. They were showing a lot of single how to bait you into throwing it deep, but they were rolling to two. They did not want to get beat deep, and it was obvious. Everybody's talking about why aren't we pushing the ball downfield. We were taking what they gave us.
That was something we talked about on the preview last week, was that if you don't play too high against them, and Hilton and Brown are in the game, you are really playing with fire because they'll throw the ball over your head. And the one time they did do it, they would have scored a touchdown. I think the officials blew the call, but they'll get another chance at that soon enough.
There's a lot of things that they put on film this week that is going to make people, make a decision. Are we going to let them try to beat us over the top? Or are we going to, play the mixed game? And we did a lot of misdirection, getting guys moving. I mean, there was just a great game plan.
This roster looks like it's built to make a run. That came as a surprise to a lot of people nationally. I could point out, if I was one of those I told you so guys, that we did a podcast. You can go back and look it up. It's the title of it was, Does LSU have a championship roster? We did this in February. Yeah. When it was like, hold on, they got that guy and that guy and that guy. Wait a minute. That was before they even got Gooden and Halsey. Mm-hmm. You can go back and check that out. We ran some film on a lot of these transfers, and oh my, what you saw the other night.
The thing for me where I'm the most excited is, we hell of a win against the number 4 team on the road, primetime game. A lot of guys new to the field or new to this team, but you go back and watch the game tape, and we could have even been better. There's things that they're going to continue to get better on. You look, the tight end and the tackle, they're going to work that out. They're going to sift through, their communication, understanding how each other's going to block. I think some of the coverages, the miscommunication, they're going to figure that out. But when you're looking at it, I mean, pressure negates a lot of problems. And when you're able to get pressure like that.
Last year when we pointed a lot of this stuff out on film, it was personnel problems.
Yeah.
These are all fixable.
Oh, 100%.
Everything that they've got. All right. Hope you enjoyed the film study. We'll be with you every week. We'll drop them on Tuesday nights. Next week we'll be back with LSU and Louisiana Tech. For Richard Dickson, I'm Charles Hanagriff. This has been the Hannycast.